Hey, what is going on, guys? Xavier Caudle here, and today we're going to be doing some more picks and predictions. We're going to be doing Week 16 this week. If you didn't watch my Week 15 video, I went 13-3. The only ones I got wrong was the 49ers pick. I thought they'd beat the Cowboys. That was wrong. Thought the Vikings would beat the Bears. I was wrong about that. Think I'm done with the Vikings after that, especially in them close games. I really don't have much confidence if you can't hold Mitch Trubisky to under 30 points. And who was the other game? Oh, yeah, of course, Jets, Rams. But who really saw that coming? Most people would say that the Rams were a more complete team in the entire league. And them dropping that game, that was a dud and absolute just, no, you can't do that. Especially if they're wanting to compete for their conference, the conference title, or the division title, I should say. You can't let games like that slip through your hands. Them are gimmies. But, without further ado, let's just get on into the picks here. Broncos Chargers. Give me the Broncos. I really like the Broncos defense. I think they're scrappy. I think they're well coached. I think they're disciplined. And of course, I like Bradley Chubb as well. A lot of people don't talk about him. He's a great player. And they got a lot of people on their defense that really aren't known. A lot of people don't know the players they have, but there's some players. They got some, just people that go out there and give their 100% every single down, and I love that about the Broncos. I love that their coaching staff can get that out of their personnel. That tells you a little bit about them. Makes me think they're good motivators. They have their team coached up well, and they believe in what their coach is telling them. So, whenever it comes to playing against this Chargers squad, I think they just got a little bit too much for them on defense for the Chargers to really have as much success as they want to in this game. Okay, Browns and Jets. Now, this is an obvious one, but before I move on in the video, over 90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So, I'm getting 500 views a video. Over 90% of you guys aren't subscribed. I would really appreciate if you guys would pause this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll post weekly picks, film analysis, stuff like that every week. I always got some kind of NFL content pumping out. So if you guys like the NFL, I got you covered. I'm your guy. Come check me out. But yeah, Browns, Jets. Anyone with half a mind could understand this is a good pick. I understand the Jets beat the Rams, but I think that was more fluke. I don't think, Sean McVay, he's this great coach, and I think if Sean McVay wanted to scheme up something to just destroy the Jets, I think he could have. I have zero doubt in the back of my mind that Sean McVay could have put something together to beat this Jets squad. I think the issue was, I think he was looking past them. I think that's exactly what happened. I think Sean McVay was like, all right, they're in tank mode. They don't want to win a single game. And they came out and they came out fired up apparently and beat them. So, Sean McVay's got to keep that in the back of his mind. Any week, a team can beat you. And if you look past them, it can come back to bite you in your ass. And that's what happened to the Rams. Dolphins Raiders. Now this is going to be a good matchup. Now what the Dolphins have done well this year is play good zone defense. They've limited opportunities through the air. That's what they've done. You've been able to run on them. And that's kind of their Achilles heel on defense. They don't have much run defense, and I think that's more of a personnel thing. I like Wilkins as a defensive tackle. I think he's really good, and I like Ogba, of course. Kyle Van Noy, guys like that. I think their defensive front is pretty good, but it's nothing spectacular. And whenever they play this Raiders squad who have a really talented offensive line, guys like Rodney Hudson, Trent Brown, that's going to move the ball on you on the ground, they're going to have to pick their poison. And with the Raiders squad, I think they got a little bit too much. I think the Raiders are the most efficient offense in this league. I think Gruden is a great offensive mind, and he has them doing wonders. I also think their offensive line are maulers. I've seen them play well against the Colts. They didn't give up any pressure against the Colts. So, I've seen what this Raiders squads look like. I think they're talented, and I think they're a better matchup against the Dolphins than they ever would be against the Colts. And I think they win this game. Steelers Colts. This is a tough one. I'm actually going to pick against my team here. I'm going to say the Steelers are going to win this one. Now, I haven't picked against the Colts much this year, mostly because they've lost games they were expected to win. And then they've won games they were expected to lose. So, it happens. That being said, I think this Steelers squad is very talented. I think they played 3 games in 12 days. No NFL team is built to withstand that kind of pressure, I should say. If I'm wrong about this pick, I'd be the happiest Colts fan in the world because we're going to win the division. Because I really don't think the Titans are beating the Packers this week. But that being said, I think this offense is good. I think they're going to be disrupted just a bit by this Colts defense. I think the Steelers, that's going to be an issue for them this game. But I think the Steelers defense, man, is just, their defensive front is mean. And so are the Colts offensive front. Don't get me wrong. The Colts offensive front is the top 5 in this league any day of the week. Braden Smith, Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Anthony Costanzo. That's 4 Pro Bowlers right there. Braden Smith hasn't been a Pro Bowler yet, but I'd almost bet money he is this year, or he's going to be all pro this year. Either one. He's been a fantastic tackle this year. So this is a hard matchup to call. I think it's well balanced. I think this is going to be one of the better balanced matchups we'll see all year. Their offenses are really similar. Their defenses are really similar. Just smash mouth on both sides. I think the Colts, as of recently, have been better offensively, 100%. I think the run games came alive for them. I think the pass game has really evolved since like week 5, week 6 time. I think this is going to be a good matchup. But when I'm thinking who's going to win this, who's going to make that last play, I think the Steelers do. I think they got a little bit too much firepower on defense for us to withstand. Now, if we play again in the playoffs, it's hard to beat a team twice. But I think first time seeing each other, I think the Steelers got this one. Texans, Bengals, give me the Texans. I've seen what Deshaun Watson can do, one-man army against the Colts twice. We've 2 times been bailed out against this guy of, just fumbles at the end of the game. I wouldn't call it a bailout. I mean, we were winning, but still yet. They make some really good plays over there. Deshaun Watson makes some really good plays, and he's got a good receiver in Brandon Cooks. And I don't remember his other receiver's name. He has a really talented other receiver as well. So when I look at this game, I just look at how are they going to match up. The Bengals without Joe Burrow are really in a tough spot, honestly. Defensively, they got Carl Lawson. They traded away one of their best edge players to the Seahawks. I know they didn't believe in him, but I think it was more of an attitude thing more than it was a anything else, because their new coach they brought in came from the Kyle Shanahan tree. He wasn't playing anyone. Geno Atkins wasn't getting playing time, and I know for sure their defensive line needed Geno Atkins. So I don't really know what's going on over there. I know they got a good secondary. Just defensively, they don't play well. They don't play well defensively. That's really what it boils down to. The Bengals aren't a good team defensively. They're not well coached defensively, but offensively, if they had Joe Burrow, they would be a beast. We've seen it. We've seen them play against the Titans. We've seen them play against the Colts. We've seen them play against another team just where they put up buku ridiculous numbers for how bad the roster is, and it's only because Joe Burrow was playing well. I guess I'll get off my Joe Burrow, to get off talking about Joe Burrow. I'm just really impressed with his play. Feel like I bring it up every week when I talk about these picks, but Bengals without him really aren't good, and I think Texans do well more than enough to win this game. Bills, Patriots. Give me the Bills. The Patriots we saw against the Dolphins, Bill Belichick came out there with everything. Fire, guns, everything. Dropping a nuke on their whole offense, just trying to stop the Dolphins. And it really didn't work. Or it worked, it's just their offense couldn't do anything. They couldn't, Cam Newton's not that guy. I don't care what anyone says. I've seen enough of Cam Newton to know he's not that guy. That shoulder injury did away with his career. He's not Peyton Manning. After Peyton Manning's neck injury, he went and got stem cell research done, all this other stuff. Cam Newton hasn't done that. He just got in the weight room and listened to gospel music while he was lifting and expected to be a better player. That's not how it works. You got to put in the time. You got to rehab. You got to do all this other stuff. And, Cam Newton's just not what he used to be. And this game, unless you can put up points, you're not beating the Bills this year because the Bills got a high-powered offense and a very well-disciplined defense. Falcons, Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. We saw the Falcons play pretty well last week, actually. Really well against the Buccaneers. I was really impressed with that. I was impressed how they played against the Raiders. I've been impressed with the Falcons a couple times this year, and then I've been absolutely just kind of just disgusted by their gameplay, man. I don't get what the Falcons' issue is. I don't understand what's going wrong over there. I mean, they fired Dan Quinn, and then they still came back on by the Buccaneers. How does that happen? How do you go up 29-7 against the Bucs and then lose the game? I know it's Tom Brady. I know they're going to move the ball some way, somehow, consistently because of Tom Brady. But you can't do that. You cannot do that. And the fact that it continues to happen at this point just makes me think it's an anomaly. Like 1 out of a million, this just happens to one team ever so often. It's just random freak accident. Because I just don't see that these players are getting up this point just giving up. I don't think that's what's happening. I really don't think that's what's happening. From what I've seen on film, that's not what's happening. It's just coaching. It's really what it is. It's just once they're getting up, they're really going in conservative mode. They're taking the gas off. It's really what. It's not that they're just being absolutely outcoached. They're just taking the gas off or the foot off the pedal, and they're losing games because of it. So whoever they bring in there, whoever it may be, seen a few people. Matt Eberflus from the Colts, defensive coordinator. He's done a really good job this year at the Colts. He might be going over there. 49ers. Defensive coordinator, he could be going over there. There's a few job options there for the Falcons, but it'll be interesting to see who they get. Bears, Jags, give me the Bears. I just don't see the Jags winning another game. I'm sure they don't want to win another game because currently, as it sits, they're going to get the first pick. Now, if the Jags could win another game, would I be happy? Absolutely. Oh, my God. I really don't want Trevor Lawrence in the AFC South because then it's going to be Deshaun Watson, Ryan Tannehill, Trevor Lawrence, and then the Colts are left with Phillip Rivers. So, of all teams to win a game this week, please let me be wrong. Of all times to be wrong, please let it be this game. But I have a feeling this Bears defense is hungry. They have an opportunity. I'm pretty sure they have an opportunity to make the playoffs. If I'm not, they're 7-7 right now. So, they got a chance. They win these next 2 games, they're going to the playoffs for sure. There's going to be at least one team in this playoffs that makes the wild card that's going to be 8-8 in the NFC. So if they win this, they're pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot. And, as much as I love this Jaguars young defensive core, I don't think they're standing a chance against this Bears team. Giants, Ravens, give me the Ravens. The Ravens, as of late, have looked spectacular. I have been one of the only people that have not gave up on the Ravens this year. I can say that. I just know what Lamar Jackson is. Lamar Jackson is an X factor. Every time he steps on the field, he has a chance to absolutely destroy a defense. The only issue this Ravens team has is just lack of talent around him, really. They got 2 really good tackles. One of them's out for the rest of the season. They had Marshall Yonder last year. He retired. Their interior 3 is just horrible, and then they got a backup at the other one. Right now, the offensive line is just nothing like it was last year. That's the big difference between the Ravens this year and last year, in my opinion, on film. There's just a lot of pressure coming through up the middle. There's a lot of missed assignments on run plays. Ravens' offense just isn't the same, and I think this draft they're going to get them a couple of good offensive linemen. I'd really like to see Trey Smith at Baltimore, if I'm going to be honest. That'd be a pretty cool pickup. I don't think they'll get Deion Dawkins. I don't think they'll get close to that. Yeah, so this Ravens team, they're really good. The Giants are going to give them some issues up front, defensively at least. Leonard, Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence. They got a really good run-stopping defensive 3. So the Ravens, what they want to do is going to be limited in some ways. It's just how well are they going to hold up in coverage with a guy that runs a 4-3 going sideline to sideline, looking to either run or hit a throw on the run quick pass. It's hard for the Giants to stop that. It really is. As much as I like this Giants team, with Colt McCoy starting, they don't stand a chance against this Ravens defense either. So Ravens got a good team squad still. Their defense is still good. Lamar Jackson is still Lamar Jackson. I just find it really hard-pressed to believe that the Giants really have a chance in this game. Titans, Packers. I'm going to go Packers. Um, Now, something tells me the Giants or the Titans could win this game. Yeah, there's an opportunity, of course. It's just, what would they have to do to win this game? To win this game, they would have to play flawlessly in multiple areas. One being, they can't turn the ball over. Ryan Tannehill cannot turn the ball over. Um, they have to run the ball, keep ball possession. They can't let Aaron Rodgers have this ball. He's having an MVP season, and he will cook their defense. I saw the Packers play great against the Colts defense, and the Titans defense is nothing like the Colts this year. They get no pressure on the quarterback. They have injuries in the secondary. They just got a lot of issues. I think that this Packers squad is just going to move the ball effortlessly on them. And if this Packers squad could come up with one or two stops, or just one, maybe two per half, this Titans squad is done. I'm going to be honest, this Titans squad is cooked. This Titans defense will have to play lights out, and I just haven't seen them do that a single time this year. Vikings Saints. Who wins this one? I'm going to go with the Saints. And the reason I'm hesitating is because Drew Brees didn't look that good last night to me, from what I saw once he came back. I mean, I don't remember what his stats were, but still, yeah, I just don't think that, to start that game, he just did not look good. I don't remember what his stats. I think he missed 20 throws, something crazy. He just didn't look good. They got a bunch of big plays here and there, but it was just like boom or bust. It looked like the Titans offense almost. So Drew Brees coming off of injury, I'm a little skeptical of him, but against this Vikings defense, I think he can do well more than enough to win this game. The Vikings want to win this game. They got to limit the offensive opportunities. They have to. It is a must. They have to run the ball with Dalvin Cook. They have to open up the play action game. They want to get anywhere near this win, they got to get the play action going. 49ers, Cardinals, give me the Cards. Kyle Shanahan can play spoiler right here if he wants to. Just a little bit. Let me scroll down and look at the standings. Yeah. They're 8-7. Or what are they? Yeah, 8-7, I believe. Somewhere around there. So, yeah, if they want to play spoilers, they could. Kyle Shanahan could scheme up something that would get them, would make them miss a game. But I don't think he's going to. I think Kyle Shanahan just, at this point, he wants a pick. Now, that might have been the reason he lost to the Cowboys, because he knew he wasn't making the playoffs. He just wants a pick. He wants another great player, maybe a quarterback. I really don't like Garoppolo, and I know a lot of people, for some reason, do. I'm not sure why. Garoppolo's never showed anybody anything that makes him look really just like a great quarterback prospect. It just looks like Kyle Shanahan's been limited with him. If he could get Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, somebody like that in the draft, he would be set. I think this 49er squad would be deadly with an actual quarterback that can make plays. Panthers football team. This is a tough one. This is a really tough one, and I'm going to go football team. Now, I've liked how this Panthers team's looked. I've liked how Teddy Bridgewater's played. I've liked a lot of things about this Panthers team this year. But the one thing I have not liked about the Panthers team is just their inability to string games together. Like, one game they'll look good, next game they won't. And I think that just comes with their youth. They have a lot of youth on defense. I think that's really their biggest issues because they got the talent. I mean, Jeremy Chin, Derek Brown, Gross Matos, Brian Burns, they got all this defensive potential. I think it's just going to take this offseason coming up. They've already seen the field. They're starting to get their feet wet. I think after this offseason coming up, this team is going to be nice. This Panthers defense is going to be good. CMC is going to be back next year. Teddy Bridgewater, we've seen how he's played this year. He's been way more than serviceable. He's been a good quarterback this year. So I got a lot of hype on the Panthers. What I see in the Panthers is going to be a good year next year. But as it sits right now, the football team is hot. Their defense is hot. They're making plays left and right. They're doing it the right way. They're just playing great. And I've really liked what I've seen from the football team. And I think this week This is going to be an easy dub for them. I think their defense is way, way too much for this Panthers offense, especially their defensive line. Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, guys like that. Also Montez Sweat. They're mean. They're nasty up front on defense, and I think they're going to come out of this. They're going to come out of this game with a win. Excuse me. Buccaneers Lions. I'm going to go Bucks. The Lions have kind of let me down the last 2 weeks. I didn't pick them or anything, but I really wanted to see them win because they don't have Matt Patricia anymore. They got a pretty good squad. Their squad's not bad. Their offensive line's very much improved. DeAndre Swift is good. AP, of course, he's been serviceable by some way. I don't really know how. He's old as dirt. Their offense has been a lot better than I expected. It's just their defense is pretty bad. Their defense is as bad as I expected. I thought whenever they fired Matt Patricia, it really wasn't that much of Matt Patricia's fault, but apparently it was. He comes from the Belichick tree. I don't know what really happened there. No one really does. A lot of people thought Matt Patricia was going to be a great coach. He just turned out not to be that guy. It's hard to say. But when you're playing against Tom Brady and pretty much the best roster in the league of the Bucs, I feel like it would be very, very hard for Bruce Arians to not get this win. To scheme up something that would not get them this win. So I got to go Bucs on this one. If the Lions interim coach somehow upsets the Bucs, there's way more questions to ask about the Bucs than there are about the Lions. Rams Seahawks. Wow, this is a tough one. Rams coming off a horrible loss, man. I mean, just god-awful loss. Seahawks. I mean, Seahawks lost to the Giants not too long ago, but Giants are definitely a better team than the Jets are. This is tricky. I'm going to go Rams. And the only reason I am is because I'm a big Sean McVay believer. I really believe in Sean McVay. I think he's an excellent coach. I think he's one of the classier coaches in the league as well. He's just a great guy. I really like Sean McVay. I really like this Rams defense as well. I think that he just gets the absolute most out of Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is a beast, but I mean, he puts him in so many different positions to succeed. It's not even funny. And Aaron Donald just takes advantage, and I love that. I love that about this Rams team. He gets the most out of Jalen Ramsey. He just really gets the most out of every single player on his defense. And I love that. I love that about this Rams team. Now, last week, yeah, that happened, but that's fluke. I mean, come on, that's fluke. We all know that's fluke, and I think against the Seahawks, this Rams team bounces back. Eagles Cowboys. I'm going to go Eagles only because of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has completely revitalized this Eagles team. They look way different now. A couple weeks ago, this Eagles team was down in the dumps. Carson Wentz is your quarterback, and he's struggling horribly. Now you got Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is coming in, throwing 4 touchdowns, going for like 350, 400 yards total. I mean, this Eagles team is just revitalized. And all year defensively, they haven't played bad. I mean, they've really fought on defense. It's just the offense that's been going through these horrible woes. But we're not seeing that anymore. I think this Eagles defense is sneakily could make the playoffs. They would have to have the Panthers win this week, and I really don't see that happening at all. But who knows? It's the NFL, of course. But yeah, guys, that's all the picks I got for you guys. Like I said earlier in the video, over 90% of the people that watch my content just don't subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to my channel. I'll post NFL content weekly, daily almost. I haven't the last 2 or 3 weeks. The last 2 weeks I should say, but it's coming. It's coming. I'm going to get more power ranking stuff like that. I'm really trying to take my channel into more of more league-wide based thing more than just an individual player thing. I'm going to be posting more game like Eagles versus Cowboys, how they won, stuff like that. I'm gonna be posting more real analysis. But yeah, if you're still here, I appreciate you being here. I really do. I thank you for listening. What I gotta say. But until next time, guys, peace.